Okay, I made a really cheap one so that you could do the same. Now all I did was use a packing box. Took me about 12 minutes to do this. I whipped out the X-Acto knife. I cut out one side and then I cut out most of the back. What I did is at the very back edge here, I left a piece of the cardboard intact. I reinforced it with some duct tape. Okay, now I lined the top with a piece of white nylon. I think it's actually a brand new pillowcase. I had laying around a new one that would never be used. Now I did use cream color on the inside instead of white paper. I did that for a reason, for the effect that I wanted that to neutral instead of the really stark white. But all I did was I just lined my base with white and I lined my sides. Now another thing that you'd want to do on creating, you made an infinity backdrop. Now this one has a hole cut out of it for a reason, so I could actually stick lighting effects, is that I would actually tape this to the back if I just wanted an infinity backdrop, and I would have it sloping exactly like this in the back. If we're doing a product shot, obviously not with a hole in it, I'm actually going to tape this and shine in some special effects from the back with a narrow depth of field using my macro lens here. So I'd actually tape this in the back like this at this angle so I get an infinity backdrop. This took me all of about, I don't know, 12 minutes to make. You have an X-Acto knife, a packing box. And I make professional ones like this. I actually suggest you get a really nice one that's more sturdy than this. I've got a larger one in the back room. But this is just for like doing a small macro work. Using a watch. I'm going to take another shot here in a second. But man, there's just so many things you could do with a light box. Now typically what I'll do is, like I've got my speed light here. I'll actually put it on manual setting, and then I'll actually do a time exposure. Like I illuminated the watch dials with the luminescent green. Then I'll do like a 14-second exposure, and then I'll actually bring my speed light up above. I'll fire it at X distance and X power. Check on the experimentation. Stop down. Bring your ISO down. Stop down your aperture so you actually have a larger time dilation for you able to manipulate the shot in. Obviously this isn't going to work for insects, but you know, doing really simplex macro work is just so useful. And this costs, well, it would actually cost you nothing. Now these larger sheets of paper are just art paper. You can buy a 20-pack for $4 at your art store. Now I'm using cream color on this for a reason, so don't say, oh, you're using cream color instead of white. I mean, I do that for a reason. But I'm using a translucent top, okay, to shine my speed light through, or just like these Surefire lights. So I'll actually, see, just like this. When I'm actually taking a time exposure, I'll do like a 15-second shot so I can get the green dials. Then I'll actually just come right up here and flash that for 1 second. Check! I'm using a Velo Shutter Boss here to set my time intervals. I've got it set for 15 seconds. One of the most handy tools in the world. I owned a couple of them. The other one went missing somewhere. But just think about making a light box. I'm sure you got an extra packing box in the basement. You probably already got a Taquina macro lens. Now, one of the important things that I'm actually doing here, and I'll scroll down so you can see it, is that I've actually got this sitting on top of two other junk boxes. And all I'm doing with that is I've got the watch duct taped to the top of one of these stands. Now you could use anything for stand, but I got like a dozen of these in an auction, and these are perfect macro stands. So I've just got the watch taped to that, and I've got a hole cut about this size in the bottom of my light box, so I can actually bring this up through my light box, and I'll tape my product or my item here. Then I'll drape whatever sort of silky fabric around it, and I'll set my aperture to whatever. You know, edit it in Photoshop, doesn't matter. If it's, I'll blur out anything outside of the product. In this case, it's just a watch for demonstration purposes. I might use this as a submission. No, I'm not going to win my own contest, but I thought I'd just enter the contest also just to show an image that I was doing in the process of making this video for you folks. So that's it. That's the quick and easy freebie method. Like I said, the only thing you might have to buy is some of these larger sheets of paper. Because when you're actually dropping your flash in, if you actually use the inside of the box, you can see it's actually a brown box here. You can actually see up through here that would actually have nasty reflectance issues. So, and also at some point in time, what I'll do is I'll stick one of the larger sheets in the back instead of using the muslin background. Right now, the way I'm shooting on the macro shot, all I'm getting is the black cloth, but I'm actually shooting straight through at a larger object. I could use my muslin background, or if I didn't want that, I could just stick a piece of paper, okay, curved like that, and taped at the bottom of the box, temporarily or permanently, as an infinity backdrop inside my life. You could literally make 100 different videos, and this is no joke, about all the cool tricks you could do with a cheapy $1 light box like this. I've seen some of the best pros in the, what's the, not Joe, he died, I forget his name, with a mustache. I saw him once at the photography school. The old guy with the mustache, guy, what was his name? I mean, he used index cards. I used to watch his videos endlessly way back in the day. He died of cancer, but he'd do a $250,000 product shot for Chevrolet or, you know, some really expensive watch company. And he just used the most simplex household stuff. You think, oh, they have all this pro gear. Well, they do have all the pro gear, but they use stupid stuff like reflectance cards and curved paper and everything just to capture. It's all about light manipulation. These guys are using the same. They're not using light boxes like this. They're using better light boxes, but this is one you could build for free. So anyway, catch you on the flip side of this video. And remember what I said in the prior video. Start creating images, okay? Not capturing moments, but at least capture the image. And once you've mastered capturing images, then start to master creating the image. But think about spending 20 minutes if you got a macro lens. Even if you don't, it doesn't have to be a macro lens. It can be a regular 24 to 85 zoom, for example. And you know, you could set your flash, your speed light up here on the end of your SC29 cable, or you can just fire it by hand, you know, shoot in total darkness and take some time exposures. You know, you've got this expensive camera over here for a reason, okay? It's not a point and shoot. You could use it like a point and shoot, but you're not. You know, it's like some little old lady buying a Lamborghini that's only driving into church on Sundays. Like, hey, Grandma, you look hot in the Lamborghini. She's not realizing the potential of that thing. So don't be like Grandma. Don't be like Grandma in her Lamborghini, okay? You got that expensive DSLR, use it. Stop capturing moments. Start creating images. At least at the very start thinking like a chess player and thinking in time. Stop worrying about blur. You might find that you've created some of the most beautiful images that have blur in them because they show motion, and people are like, oh my god, I love that shot. People don't take pictures like that. I love it, I love it. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Gotta think out of the box. Pun intended, right? This time we're thinking out of the box, but we're thinking in the box. So we're gonna be thinking in the box out of. Yeah, no, you get the pun. Whatever. Anyway, I'll catch you on the flip image next video. Catch you later. Bye.